My name is Daniel Carter, and I worked as a night receptionist at the Hotel Evergreen, an old roadside inn on the outskirts of town. It wasn't a luxury hotel, but it had its regulars, truck drivers, salespeople, and a few travelers who just needed a break before continuing their journey. From my first day, I noticed something strange. There was an unspoken rule among the staff. Never rent room 119. It wasn't locked or closed off, it was just never rent it out. It's for your own good, kid. Tom, a colleague in his 50s who had been working at the hotel for decades, told me. Just do your job and don't ask questions. I never pushed for an answer, but every night, while doing my rounds, I felt a chill when passing by that hallway. Room 119 was always there, with its old wooden door and its tarnished gold plaque, darker than the rest. What unnerved me the most was that, despite being empty, sometimes there were noises coming from inside. Slow footsteps, the creaking of wood, a soft tapping on the door. The other staff members ignored it. I tried to do the same. Until that night. That stormy night, a man arrived, drenched, his clothes clinging to his body and his face pale. He had tangled hair and deep bags under his eyes. My car, he stammered. It broke down. I need a room, just for a few hours. I checked the system. Only 2 rooms were left, room 205 on the 2nd floor and room 119. I don't know why, but maybe because of the pressure or because I felt stupid for believing in superstitions, but I gave him the key to 119. The man took it with trembling hands. "Thank you," he whispered. I watched him walk down the hall with heavy steps. A flash of lightning lit up the place for a second, and for some reason, his silhouette seemed strange. I shook my head. It was just my imagination. A couple of hours passed. Everything was quiet. But around 3:17 a.m., the phone at the reception rang. "Hotel Evergreen. How can I help you?" I answered sleepily. On the other end, there was only breathing, irregular, labored as if the person were struggling to speak. "Hello, sir?" I asked. Then a barely audible voice whispered, "I'm not alone in this room." I froze. I jumped up, grabbed the flashlight, and ran down the hall, knocking hard on the door of 119. "Sir, I'm from reception. What's happening?" Silence. I turned the doorknob. The door wasn't locked. I pushed it open slowly. The room was empty. There were no bags, no signs that anyone had slept in the bed. The only thing out of place was the phone, hanging off its cord as if someone had dropped it suddenly. And on the window, there were handprints on the glass, from the inside. My mind couldn't process what I was seeing. I left the room and searched the hall, but there was no trace of the man. I went straight to the office and checked the security cameras. There I was, handing him the key at the reception. But when the elevator doors opened on his floor, no one came out. I went back to the system and checked the check-in records. No name, no credit card registered. The guest never existed. But the worst part was when I went back to room 119 to lock it up. There was something new on the bed, the room key, and next to it, a crumpled note, written in blurry ink. "Thank you for letting me in."